Awesome. Okay, well, welcome everyone to episode 5 of PPC Unfiltered. I'm Michael Nadlin, and I've got the amazing Cory Lintome here. How you going, Cory?
What's up, Michael? How are you?
I'm good, mate. It's a nice Friday morning here in Melbourne, and today we're just continuing on from our last chat about measuring ROI with e-commerce. But today we're going to be talking about ROI with lead generation. Now, traditionally with lead generation, it's usually you just look at the number in the account, how many conversions you get, and then it kind of leaves there. So traditionally, a lot of people would run ads to a website, see that they've got a conversion, and then it just goes into the ether. And today we're going to be talking about how to actually pull back the actual revenue numbers, the sales numbers back into your account, or even just analyzing it and reporting on it in really powerful ways that, well, I'm going to be talking about the ways that we do it, because the best way to talk about stuff is from your actual experience, not from other people's experience. And we'll just have a bit of a conversation about it. I know that you've worked with a lot of lead generation companies as well, and this is a big issue a lot of them face where, you know, the advertising look good, but then the sales look bad, or the sales look good, but the advertising looks bad, and trying to see where the correlation or the cause effect begins. So, mate, let's start this conversation. Is there anything you want to start off with?
Yeah, so this is actually really top of mind for me because I actually just wrapped up a very large audit for a lead generation based client. They're in the healthcare space, so data collection is very tricky. Obviously, from a privacy standpoint, they're American based. United States American based, and their data is all over the place. They've been running the account at a large clip of spend for several years. They've got Google Sheets, Excel files, obviously the Google Ads interface, and tracking has been choppy over the years as well. So this isn't uncommon, I think, right, Michael, in the lead generation space, for there to be just messy data, UTM parameter captures that have changed over the years. So, what you're looking at has to be clean when you're really doing a deep dive. But one thing I think that's really foundational for any lead generation business-based business, and when you're talking about ROI, is being able to attach a value to the leads beyond just we got a lead, right? And your CRM needs to communicate that to Google if you want to do this on a really high level. And that doesn't have to in the sense that it's absolutely required, but if you really want to step up your game in lead generation, if you can utilize what's called like the offline conversion value imports to actually feed true value to the business back to Google, if you get enough conversion data on a rolling 30-day basis, you can actually start optimizing your automated bidding for just value-based bidding. So you can start using target ROAS or maximize conversion value, and then that algorithm is going to start going after people, Google users, that it thinks will lead to actual quality people that actually become patients, real customers, whatever it is. So I really love that. It's a little bit more advanced. You'll probably need to get a developer involved to connect the GCLID, Google Click ID, within your CRM and feed that back via offline conversion value imports, but not to go too advanced for today's call, but that's really great. But really, even if you don't do that, just assigning a true value from the spend that you're putting into Google Ads back to the actual business is really vital. Don't just be going off of we got X amount of leads. Got to be looking at quality. You got to look at the true value of the business.
Awesome, man. It's really interesting you say, like, you need a developer. This stuff is advanced because, like, it is. Like, anything beyond just what's in the package of Google that you need to do additional work, even like setting up tracking at times, it seems advanced, because even some of the biggest enterprise clients that we work with, their tracking is broken. It's not set up properly, and it's really simple to do with GTM. So, dude, thank you for opening with that, because that is an approach for someone like you who goes really, really, really deep with clients. But what you're doing, people can do, but they don't do. So that's one approach of like doing it. The other approach which we wanted to chat about today is because we are predominantly like 90% lead gen in our company now, is our approach, or Market Lead's approach, to lead generation. And as you've probably noticed from me, and probably people notice about me in life in general, is I like to make things simple yet extremely practical, or very practical yet simple, so you can implement it and actually like get the insights and results. So we moved from being like a Google Ads agency to a lead generation agency. And the reason why we did that was because we noticed we were starting to do a lot of Facebook ads for clients because we're actually getting outstanding results on Facebook. But we started running Google Ads and Facebook to landing pages that we didn't either run ourselves or websites. And then it just got to the point where I'm like, my partner or girlfriend, she's an enterprise designer for like, she's worked with like Apple and Jaguar and Accenture and Envato. And I was like, I've got this person so close to me that has the skill set. So I was like, let's build landing pages. So it started off with building landing pages with Google Ads and Facebook ads going to a landing page. Conversion rates are like averaging like 8 to 30%. So extremely high. Quality of leads really high. But that's just in terms of lead generation. Getting the ROI and getting that back into the account, or even just for pure reporting. This is like, it's not even about the account now, it's about pure reporting. The next step we took, once we controlled the landing pages, we could set up integrations from the landing page to a Google Sheet. And I am a Google Sheet nutter. You can do so much in there. Now, there are so many ways. Like I was chatting to my cousin last night who has just been hired by a huge international company doing logistics and using SQL and all the stuff. And he's like, dude, it's so easy. I'm like, nah, man. But then I'm like, but he's like, dude, it's just like Google Sheets or Excel, but it's just you do it in a different way. I'm like, okay, whatever. But my forte is Google Sheets because it is so powerful yet so simple. And where I'm bringing this to is we import the client's data from the landing page directly with a Zap into the landing page, all the raw data. So we've got the time, like the person submitted the lead /date, the name, email address, phone number, any qualifying questions. But then it comes to the next thing, which is like I pull in the click IDs and then I've got it there and then it'll show me what channel it came from in a column. And that's just what's pulled in. In the columns next to it, the clients can start to fill in data, notes from the call, a drop down saying is the lead cold, warm, or hot, or they didn't connect. The next column says things like, did you get into contact with them? Did you send them out a quote? Are you going to quote with them? Are you going to do all this stuff? So by doing this, we've taken it from they just potentially got an lead to their email box to like we've built our own custom CRM with click IDs. In there as well, they start to put the quote values and then also the sales value. So then once I have that, I literally know what click ID, what has a quote value and a sales value into it. I build out dashboards and reports that it looks so simple. I uploaded to LinkedIn last week and people like messaging me like, dude, can you show me how to do this? In my head, I'm like, no. But the thing is, with these things, most people think lead generation ends when you get it just to the page. It's like you can do some very, very, very simple things with and powerful things with Google Sheets where you just get the client to fill in some data points. And then you've actually got real revenue data there, real quote data there that you can either feed back into the account or just do simple return on ad spend results. So like we've got clients at the moment who have 500% return on ad spends from Google and Facebook because we know how much they spent on the channel that month. We know how many sales they got from those leads, and then we can actually do the ROI. So this is my approach to how to get like really credible, powerful return on ad spend data that actually doesn't require too much technical analysis. All we need to do is push that data from your platform, your backend, to a sheet, do some basic sheet work, put in the data, and then you've got a powerful return on ad spend sheet. So I've got clients now that actually know how much they've spent on ads and then how much they're actually making in their business directly from those leads. I don't have to go, what are your sales like this month overall? Or how are things going with Google Ads? Do you feel? It's just like, I know the numbers. They fill it in, they're honest. And then we know that, hey, you got a $50,000 sale last week, cost per lead's $40. Sick. Like it's just really, and that's when I'm talking about this is so simple. It's so powerful, but I don't see other agencies doing it. I don't see other people doing it. And sometimes it's just people don't know that what you to do, like the unconsciously incompetent, like you don't know what you don't know. So I've always looked for podcasts or chats like this by people who are actually doing shit and going, what are they actually doing? Are they actually doing it? And then how can I do the same thing? So this has come from one of my mates, Liam, who runs an agency called Click Agency in the Gold Coast. And he shared this wonderful sheet with me that I feel like, I've evolved in my own way. and he's evolved in his own way. But having people that I can pitch and catch with who actually do lead generation, actually get results for people, it really helps actually starting to clarify the return on ad spend, or the ROI from your advertising. So, Cory, my rant is over right now, mate. I just wanted to get that out because I'm excited by this. Like, this is what makes me work 12 hours a day, and I'm on client calls when I shouldn't be. It's like this is what juices me, like actually helping clients make money. In e-commerce, your ROAS might be 3, but you can see the cause and effect plus like all the costs. But with lead generation, there's a huge ROI you can make. Like it could be a 10 to 100-fold compared to e-commerce. But most of the time, you don't get to actually analyze that data, report on that data, and actually like celebrate it as well, because it's fucking awesome knowing that like you run these ads, they make millions of dollars, and it's because of you. Like, it's fucking awesome. So anyway,
100%. 100%. And to add to the simplicity point, you don't have to do what I started with on the advanced side. You don't have to do the offline conversion value input. That's more for businesses who need that, where they're looking for a competitive edge in these ad auctions and their service values vary a lot. If you are like, if you don't need that and you're just like, say service A costs this much to you, or makes you this much money. Service B always makes you this much money. If you want to use maximize conversion value, target ROAS, or just be able to measure your return on ad spend inside the Google Ads interface, because you want to keep things simple, simply set up primary conversion actions with conversion values. Easy as that. Just say service A is a primary conversion action. The value is $3,200. And then boom, you've got that in there. I see that missed all the time when they want to keep things simple, because a lot of businesses in lead gen side, they have Salesforce, they've bought the Ferrari, but they're driving it like a Hyundai, unfortunately, and they don't know how to really use it. And so they get Salesforce, they know that there's a native integration with Google Ads, but it's like that great ideal place they'd like to be eventually with tracking, but it just takes so much to set up. I have a company I consult for. It's been years they've had Salesforce, and it's in years in the make. Actually, several clients, now I think about it, that are in that process of integrating Salesforce with Google. It does take a lot of technical expertise to get that going in a lot of cases. Maybe there's some expert that could let us know how easy it is in the comments, but you don't really need to go that far. Just get something in there, whether it's in a Google Sheet so you can track it back to keywords, ad groups, campaigns, etc., or whether you want to have those values inside the Google Ads interface. Very, very important. And actually really quick on the capturing of fields. This is really important, guys. Like, this is something I ran into with that audit, is they were tracking better than most. They could track back a keyword to a campaign, or like a keyword to a lead rather, and whether that turned into a sale. But Michael, as you can imagine, I couldn't see match types. So if you had phrase and exact match, I didn't know which variant it was. I didn't know what ad group it was coming from. So if we had keywords that were coming from multiple ad groups in the campaign, we didn't know which ad group it was. Therefore, things like target CPA or target ROAS at the ad group level, I couldn't optimize differently for the quality of the lead. So try to really get as many of those UTM captures as possible, as much as you can, keywords, ad IDs, whatever it is, because the more data that we have, the better we can optimize, better we can achieve the goals that you want.
Yeah.
So very, very important.
That's fascinating. I actually started to think, when I look at my reports that I'm building now, I actually don't pull in the keyword. I just look at the click ID. But now I actually realize it's probably more valuable. Like, this is the thing, like having these conversations, it awakens the simplicity of, okay, I'm going to actually add the UTM to this as well, that will push in the keyword, the campaign, and all that other stuff. Now, a lot of these clients, if you look at my accounts, they are very, very, structure is so important to me, but so is simplicity, but not laziness. So there's sophistication, simplicity. So I can know where the keywords are triggering the sales, but that's the things, push that into a report. That's awesome. I actually feel like campaign and keywords are probably the two important things. So, Cory, good on you, mate. Thanks for reminding me. I appreciate that. Good on you.
Of course.
No, that's awesome. And actually, as I was saying that, I'm going to note that down.
Yeah, I was just going to say, because when you have so much data over the years, even if you're a low conversion volume account, that data adds up. So you want to see like which of my ad groups are leading to quality customers. That's super important because then we know where to add more fuel. Where can we push more aggressive target CPAs? Where can we allocate more budget if you can see what campaign those quality of leads are coming from? Even if they're looking at 3 years worth of data, so they have a minimum significant sample size. Hey, that's better than nothing. If you didn't have that, then you're just seeing that Google Ads drives leads, but you don't know which part of your account is driving those leads. The more you can know that, the stronger your insights and the better your optimizations are going to be. So,
dude, awesome. I reckon we wrap up there, mate, because
that sounds
obviously
good.
people have stuff to do with their lives. This is just like getting to the point. So I feel like we both shared some pretty amazing value. And I hope you guys thought that as well. So, Cory, thank you once again, mate. Let us know how people can find you, next steps or anything like that.
Of course, you guys can find me on LinkedIn and YouTube. I just launched a YouTube channel a couple of months ago, so find me there.
Awesome. And you can find me on LinkedIn, Michael Nadalin, marketlead.com.au and MarketLead on YouTube as well. So awesome, mate. Cory, you're a legend, mate. Thank you for sharing all your insights, more on the very advanced side. Mate, I'm excited. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you, Michael.
Cheers.